The bottom line, economists left, right, and center all agree Donald Trump will drive America back into recession.
So there's some great news for the economy and the country as a whole. U.S. economy surges to 4.1% growth pace in the second quarter. Gosh, I could have sworn I remember people saying that was impossible. U.S. economy had a blockbuster second quarter, with growth surging to a 4.1% pace, the Commerce Department said Friday. This was nearly double the first quarter rate of 2.2% and the strongest pace in nearly 4 years. President Trump has been steadfastly claiming that his policies will catapult the U.S. economy into a much higher growth rate, 4% over the next few years. Well, this looks like the start of it. That would be about double the growth rate in recent years, and it would almost certainly mean a big boost in the standard of living for many Americans, with higher wages and better public services as the government raked in more tax dollars from a booming economy. We've accomplished an economic turnaround of historic proportions, Trump said in remarks at the White House Friday morning. Once again, we are the economic envy of the entire world, and he is not wrong. The president called the 4.1% rate amazing and said as the trade deals come in one by one, we're going to go higher. And I don't doubt him. The EU has just come to the table to negotiate, and we're opening markets up in South America as well. Peter Navarro, the top trade advisor to the president, told NPR Friday before the GDP report was released, "What we're seeing in the Trump economy is wages going up for the first time in a long time. We're seeing unemployment go down to levels we haven't seen since the 1990s. This is a strong economy. This president's economic policies are succeeding, and trade is a big part of that." So great news, right? Well, not so fast. NPR can't let things look so rosy. But most economists say such a strong growth rate is unlikely to last. Yet at least for the second quarter, the stars have aligned. Ah yes, the stars aligned. It couldn't be purposeful. It just happened to be a bit of magic, right?
How exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have? And usually the answer is he doesn't have an answer.
And as many analysts predicted, gross domestic profit grew by an annual 4.1%. Most economists caution this is likely to be a one-off growth spurt and not a new sustained trend. Another factor at play here is tax cuts. They're boosting the economy, but Shepardson says that just creates a short-term sugar rush to growth and then probably some sort of hangover eventually down the line. Probably some sort of hangover. Way to hedge your bets there. You guys have been a little wrong, so maybe you want to be careful on your predictions, right? But this is an interesting take for an economist. Short-term growth. Except every year people file taxes, and the individual tax cuts mean every year those people will have more money in their pockets than they did. So it seems less short-term and more annual, but you're probably just talking about the corporate cuts because because the left wants to ignore as much as possible the benefits to the individuals from these tax cuts. So, all right, let's take him at his word. This is just going to create a short-term growth. So what would be his plan? He says that if the government had passed a big infrastructure plan, it would have meant long-term projects that would have helped boost growth and underlying productivity for years to come. Yep, that's right. If the government sucked money out of the private sector and put it towards make-work jobs and infrastructure, that would boost the economy for the long term, not more individuals having more money in their pockets and more businesses having money to invest and create more jobs and a greater supply of things. No, it's better that we dig ditches and fill them in. But this shouldn't surprise anyone. Anything Trump does has to be cast in a negative light. Even when the numbers are undeniably good, there's a problem. This is nothing more than doom and gloom in an attempt to undermine the successes of the president. Don't be fooled. This is good news, and it's going to keep coming. These economists have been wrong so many times, and they continue to persist in this Keynesian notion that government spending is better than private investment. It's a farce. It's the same reason we've had economic downturns once every 10 years. It's because Keynesian economics doesn't work. And Trump knows this, and he's willing to give money back to the people who create jobs, the entrepreneurs who create goods, and the things that actually spur economic growth. Don't let anyone tell you any different. This is the beginning of good things to come. We are the Republic's walls. They'll have to come and take it.